Hey, today I'm going to show you how to make your own candles at home. These are made with soy wax, but you can also use beeswax, coconut wax, but you just need a vessel. So I'm using a jar. I've already bought the wicks and the wax, obviously, and I've just stuck it on the bottom here with this little silver thing. It comes with its own thing in the candle kit, but you just need a little sticky thing. You stick it in the bottom and you just get these chopsticks and you put it across the top so that it will dry straight when all the wax is in there. This one is only half full because it's pale pink and I'm going to do two different colours in there, but they're basically all you need. And here I'm just showing you the body butter that I made for my friend. She's pregnant with her second child, so I just made her this really simple body butter out of shea butter, cocoa butter, coconut oil, and some essential oils. Really good. You can also put it in the fridge, which I've done here obviously, but you can leave it out as well. Just that I live in a humid climate, so it doesn't set as nicely. And it's the same with these little lip glosses that I made as well for my friends. So I just used shea butter, cocoa butter, and coconut oil. I didn't use any essential oils because I was frightened about putting it on your lips where it's a bit more of an open area, and I just wasn't really versed in that kind of thing. But the things next to it are little perfume bottles in which I just did grapeseed oil and a couple of drops of essential oils. Anyway, back to the candle making. This is a really old candle that I got from Kmart, and as you can see it's at the end of its life, so I put it in the freezer so it's completely frozen. But this is how you get the wax out from underneath. And here I'm just showing you the black stuff that's been come off from when you burn the candles, because a lot of these commercial candles that you buy have waste from the petroleum in chemicals as you're burning the candle. So it's really bad for you. So making your own is heaps better, but it's so easy to get out. You literally just have to get a butter knife and just scoop out the wax like I'm doing here, and presto, it's done. So next you're just going to do a double boiler. So I'm got a saucepan on the stove with some water that I'm a bowl on top of that, so it creates like a steaming effect, a double boiling effect. It's how you melt chocolate and things like that. So I'm just using a metal bowl, and I've got my little measuring cup here to which I'm going to measure out some of the wax. This is really kind of a guessing game with wax. Sometimes you can need a lot more, sometimes you need a lot less. I generally go like 500 milliliters of wax, and I'm just showing you the little wicks that you can use and the little stickers. So you peel off a sticker and you stick it on the end of the silver thing, and then you put it in your vessel, and then you can pour the melted wax in and put the chopsticks in there as well, like I showed you at the start. But anyway, you just have to pour out your wax. So this is soy wax that I'm using. I've got a kilo here. I've already used some, as you can see, but I'm going to pour because I know that's really about what a jar would feel. Sometimes you do need a little bit more, like I said, but it's super easy just to top it up. It's no problem at all. So I'm just going to put that on there and melt the wax down slowly at a temperature. And it's important that you kind of have temperatures if you're going to put color in, which is what I have here. So I have all these tiny different little dyes. Of course you don't have to do that, it's just something a little extra that you can do. So I have like crimson blue here, and you can use the whole thing or you can use half depending on what color gradient that you would like. So I'm doing like a double one for my friends. She's having a baby and she doesn't know whether it's a boy or a girl, so I've got half pink and I'm going to do half blue as well. But yeah, I'm just going to melt down the wax here slowly with a wooden spoon before adding in the dye. So as you can see, it's really melted here. It's the right temperature to add the dye in as well. I am in Celsius, so I go on Celsius, but obviously you can convert it to Fahrenheit if you're overseas. And we're just going to swirl that around and just get the color gradient that I want, like a tiny kind of pale blue, sorry, to signify like a boy, which is so stupid. Like, why do we use colors to do stuff? But anyway. Now I'm just testing what kind of color it's going to be, so it's just going to be a really, really pale blue. Okay, I'm just taking the temperature now before I add in the perfume, because you have to make sure that it's at a certain temperature so that it doesn't just burn away all the smell. That's probably the most important part. The kind of adding color and everything, I just wing, to be honest. As soon as the wax is melted, I pretty much just put smack in the color and it melts into there. So it's just when you're adding a smell or a scent that it's a little bit more tedious with the temperature of what it needs to be. Alright, so it's the correct temperature, and I'm going to be adding in my chosen scent. I did cafe latte for this one. I thought it was a bit more masculine for this kind of, boy versus girl kind of gift that I'm doing. The other scent I did was vanilla and coconut and lime for a girl. So once that's in, you're just going to give it a quick little stir, and you pretty much want to pour straight away. I have made the mistake of letting it sit for a little while in the bowl, and it hardens really, really quickly, especially in the bowl. So you just want to make sure you stir it in and then just pour it as soon as possible. I'm just checking the pouring temperature here as well, because I have got another layer of wax and I don't want to melt the other wax while I pour the new wax on top. So just making sure it's a little bit cooler just in case, but trying not to obviously waste time and harden. Okay, so I have my vessel here, half pink as you can see, pale pink. I'm just going to pour the new wax in. In hindsight, I should have really moved the chopsticks for this. Would have been much easier, but I did a good job anyway. And as you can see, it's going in really, really nice. And from my memory, I think I needed to add a little bit more. I might need a little bit more. Oh, it's just enough actually. Okay, so I'm getting my other vessel and I'm just going to pour the rest. Ta-da! That is what it looks like. Obviously it's not set yet. It looks really cool, and hopefully it will dry into a really nice pale blue colour. Okay, so I'm going to this is a vessel that I had from Kmart, an old candle, really cheap. I was going to use it for a cereal bowl, and then I was like, it'd be kind of cool to use for another candle. So yeah, this is from the very beginning stages to when you put the sticker on the bottom of the little silver things to when you pour the wax. So for this I'm using 3 wicks, and that's because it's a bigger bowl, but also because that's what it came with when I first bought it. It had 3 wicks in there, so I wanted to kind of recreate that look that I had when I bought the bowl. Okay, so now that the wicks are stuck in there perfectly, I'm just going to do the same step again, which is using the double boiler to melt my wax in the same bowl over the stove. Really simple, and again, I'm just going to use 500 milliliters of soy wax, but you can use whatever wax you choose. I just personally like using soy. I think it's really nice and it burns really well, doesn't burn fast, and It's easy to melt again if you make a mistake, those kinds of things. So I think it's much better for you as well. Alright, so once again I'm just checking the temperature. It should be about 70 degrees Celsius. So what's that, like 160 something Fahrenheit? I'll put the measurements all down in the description box. But yeah, those are really important for when you're actually going to pour the wax, and important for when you're actually putting the dye in and then the scent as well, like I was saying before. So I just want this candle to be any dye to this one, but of course you can do that if you want to. You can just do plain candles though as well. You don't even have to have scent. You can literally do whatever you want. You can just melt wax and put it in there. It's totally up to you. You can be as creative as you like. But for the scent, I am just using vanilla and coconut and lime. And you want to do about 5 millimeters. I mean, I just guesstimate. I pretty much just put 2 capfuls in, and I find that that's efficient enough. But if you want to be super, super precise, you can get a little droplet, and it's usually about 5 milliliters per 500 milliliters of wax that you've done. But experiment. It's all part of the process. It's all part of the fun, is trial and error and coming up with different ways to combine scents, what works, what doesn't work, different kinds of dyes as well. You could do like a mix, you can do layers like I did. So yeah, it's totally up to you. So now it's just time to pour the wax into the vessel. I'm just taking off a chopstick so I can pour it better. Probably should have done that with all of them, but that's fine. And if you don't have a chopstick, you could use like a straw or something. I've just used them with some rubber bands, as you can see. You can get popsicles as well and like drill a hole in the popsicle, and that way you can like use the hole in the popsicle to thread through the actual wick and hold it in place. This was actually the perfect amount of wax as well. I was very surprised. I have to melt more because I always do less. You can always add more to it. Same with anything in life. So makeup, anything. You can always add more. So I'm just placing the wick in place now and letting the candles all set together. Super easy and really fun as well. Something to really do. This was a rainy day during COVID, and it provided a lot of joy to be able to do this. And here is my fiance cutting off the wicks to have the finished candle. He was really excited about this one. And this is the one that I made for my pregnant friend. So it's pale pink on the bottom and blue on the pale blue on the top. It kind of looks grey almost. It's really, really cool. And this is the other one I'm giving to another friend. I'm going to do another colour on top, so it'll be like a triple colour. You can see I've accidentally poured wax on the side, but you know, that's what you get DIY at home. But yeah, these are really easy and fun to make, and they turned out really. And then just for burning, we're just lighting the one that I made with the 3 tiers, the 3 wicks. I actually have used this candle vessel again, and I've only done 2 wicks this time, and I like it much better with 2 wicks. But that's what it looks like. They burn really well. It shouldn't probably burn them for any more than 4 hours though. That's probably the best way. And yeah, good luck. I hope this video was informative and helpful, and you be creative in your candle making journey. Bye.